Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Today I'm going to take a first look at the Husqvarna T542i battery-powered chainsaw. What makes this chainsaw different from the T540i is that it's got a clutch. Instead of just a direct drive spur gear, it has a regular centrifugal clutch. And apparently that makes it a little easier when the saw, snubs out. One that doesn't have a clutch, you're going to have to re-grab the trigger. This one, when it kind of snubs out, you just ease off the cut. The clutch is slipping and it keeps rolling again. I just fix these things. I don't run them into wood, but apparently that's an advantage. So here's the chain that it's running. Is a 325 mini 43 gauge, and that will cut like butter. Really? Cuts like butter? Is that really what you wanted to say? I don't write a script for these things, so I try and do it in one take. Sometimes we trip over our own tongue or say stupid stuff. It's all good. Let's get back to the video. It's nice and narrow. It's just what's needed for these small battery powered saws. You'll see that the clutch cover is a little bit bigger. There's oil adjustment on top of the saw, easy to get at. And it uses the operator presence lever with that kind of two-step, push it forward and then down. Again, I don't run these things, so it doesn't matter to me, but it seems kind of awkward. Is it to help prevent things from accidentally turning on while it's hanging from your lanyard or something? I don't know. Standard chain brake. There is the nameplate on the side of the accessory screen air intake. At least it was an accessory with the T540i. And this saw came screwed on there. And I didn't try and unscrew it or take it off. Maybe there's no option to do that. Nice durable side cover. And there's your clutch. First thing I notice is that I don't have a clutch tool for that. It's going to need something special. But the way it's built, you don't really need to buy the special tool. It would be a two-bladed clutch holding tool with a big hole in the center that a socket could pass through. So basically you got to hold the clutch and hold the center bolt and turn them away from each other. Got the standard lanyard hooks as found on other models. And inside the oil tank we find just a plastic tank with the nice flip top Husqvarna caps. And it has the oil pickup screen that you would find in a T540, T540i. Two-piece screen, weighted barrel with a mesh screen crimped over it. I don't like these things. That mesh screen can break off of there, and then you don't have any screen on it and it'll start picking up dirt. And on this saw, that's kind of a problem because you'll see later that there's an oil level sensor that comes on when it doesn't have any oil. It doesn't measure the level. It measures flow going to the pump, which is nice. Let's listen to this run. So there you can see the oil level light, they call it. But even if you have a blockage with a full tank of fuel, that light will come on. So that's kind of nice. There's your little Bluetooth emblem. You can hook it to a phone app. See all kinds of information about the saw, stats on it. You can look up part numbers and stuff. You can actually, I guess, order parts from the app. So you can see I just used a bent nose needle nose and a 5mm socket and broke that clutch loose. So it looks like I'm turning the center nut, but really what I should be doing is holding that center stud, which would be like the crankshaft end, and spinning the clutch off. Here's our drum. Got a standard rim drive on here. I believe it's a 325/7. And holy needle bearings, Batman. When you look at that, we got a double barrel one. There's going to be plenty of support on the end of this. That is the drum that the chain brake locks on. So you can have an electric release on the chain brake plus a brake. So this shaft is cross drilled, and you can see we can lube that bearing without taking anything apart, without taking the clutch off. We'll put that inner drum back on. We'll slide our bearing in there. Pump a little grease in it. And so that kind of greased the bottom half. I'm sure the grease will push up into the top half if I had this all together, but I got it apart, so I'm going to grease it. Get our rim drive and our drum put back on, and then we'll spin the clutch back on. Just like any other clutch, threads are backwards. And we'll just kind of snug it down. Once you drop it in a log, it's going to naturally tighten up. So there you go, our no oil flow light is on again. I think the T540i has that same feature. So I'm going to throw the bar and chain on here and walk it out to the showroom and put it on the shelf. So that's all I'm going to have for you on the Husqvarna T542i battery powered chainsaw first look. Thanks for watching. Later.